Hello, I'm Kate Cocker. This is your Everyday Positivity. Now, I haven't spoken about Dolly Parton for a long time, but for a while there, you and I experienced Dolly Parton being the spirit animal of everyday positivity, the patron saint, should I say. I just have a lot of time for her mindset. I remember listening to a documentary, I think it's called Dolly Parton's America podcast. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's brilliant. But she talks about how really early on in her career, she left the Porter Wagner show. Now, Porter Wagner had been really instrumental in bringing her to fame, but she wanted more and she decided to leave, and he was really cross with her. Now, instead of telling the story oh yeah, I don't speak to him anymore, he's really cross with me, blah, 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 getting really grumpy about it, her attitude was, yeah, of course he was mad at me. I was leaving, And it was that first time I'd experienced this idea of letting them, people are allowed to be upset with you. It's allowed. You're allowed to upset people and people are allowed to be upset with you. And I just loved her ever since then. Then she did some promo for a Netflix show and she talked about making a list of all the great things that you're good at. She said it might just be a chicken pot roast, but, whatever you're good at, write a list, be positive, congratulate yourself. I was like, I'm in. And she's done it again. So she's on a bit of a promo tour at the moment. There's an article in Bazaar magazine this month. I don't know if you've heard of the label Good American. It's co-founded by Khloe Kardashian and Emma Grede, but it's like a denim brand. And they've teamed up with Dolly Parton to create some nice pieces and use her trend, if you like. And the thing about fashion is it can pull you left and right, can't it? You can fall into the trap of wanting to look a certain way or looking at someone else and thinking they look amazing or just not being yourself in amongst the latest fashion. And her big rule on fashion, bearing in mind, Dolly always looks like Dolly, right? She says you don't have to go by any rules but your own. She sticks with her own thing. And now that's been picked up by another brand and is being used. They're dollifying a few pieces. So today I thought let's take some of the spirit from Dolly Parton again, right? And that is to remember that you don't have to go by any rules but your own. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Everyday Positivity for you. In the meantime, have a great day. And remember, you have 100% got this.
I can't tell you how often I hear, oh, I'm a little OCD. I like things neat. That's not OCD. I'm Howie Mandel, and I know this because I have OCD. Actual OCD causes relentless unwanted thoughts. What if I did something terrible and forgot? What if I'm a bad person? Why am I thinking this terrible thing? It makes you question absolutely everything, and you'll do anything to feel better. OCD is debilitating, but it's also highly treatable with the right kind of therapy. Regular talk therapy doesn't cut it. OCD needs specialized therapy. That's why I want to tell you about NoCD. NoCD is the world's largest virtual therapy provider for OCD. Their licensed therapists provide specialized therapy virtually, and it's covered by insurance for over 155 million Americans. If you think you might be struggling with OCD, visit nocd.com to schedule a free 15-minute call and learn more. That's NOCD.com.